As soon as she started filming the whale, the animal pushed her upward with its head, acting strangely. When the woman tried to swim down beside it, the whale immediately grabbed the diver, hugging her with its giant fins, not letting the woman move from where she was. She became terrified because if she tried to get away, she could be crushed by the fins, which weighed tons. The whale was more than 15 meters long and weighed 30 tons, as big as my love for you. So the woman decided to stay calm and keep filming, knowing that all of her bones could be broken. And the worst part was that the woman had no oxygen equipment and was 3 meters below the surface. So she held her breath for as long as she could while being held by the whale. But suddenly, the whale began swimming up toward the surface, and it only released the woman when it reached the surface. The woman started swimming quickly toward the boat, going to her friends who were part of her team. And the most interesting part of this case is that the woman was shocked when she watched the recording with her friends. The video revealed that the whale was protecting her from a shark, which lasted more than 6 to 7 minutes. True story. Search for whale protects Nan Hauser. I entered a small capsule attached to a giant helium balloon all by myself. As the balloon was rising, my glove lost pressure and my hand swelled up, becoming much larger than normal. My teammates asked me over the radio if I was okay, and I lied and said I was. The balloon climbed to more than 31 kilometers in altitude, high enough to see the entire Earth. Then I opened the capsule door and stood there amazed by the curvature of the Earth, able to see the whole planet. Next, I said goodbye to my team over the radio and jumped into space. My body began spinning uncontrollably as I fell. Then I realized I had forgotten something. I passed out from the intense spinning. I continued in free fall for more than 4 minutes, reaching speeds of over 967 kilometers per hour. I was still unconscious when my parachute opened, and I woke up, confused about why I was still in the air, about 5.5 kilometers above the ground. In the end, everything went as planned. I landed safely in a field where my team arrived to help me, and my hand eventually returned to its normal size. Then, kiss my ass, my friend. Based on a true story, search for Joseph Kittinger. A pod of dolphins surrounded my daughter and me. We immediately stopped swimming. We were 500 centimeters from the beach. My daughter panicked and held on to me. I thought that was going to be the end of us. Then, I tried to swim away, but the dolphins pushed me back to the center again. I started to panic because they were keeping us trapped, but as soon as I looked to the side, I found out why. There was a 3-meter great white shark trying to get closer, but the dolphins wouldn't let it. That's when I realized they were forming a barrier and slapping their tails against the water, stopping the shark from getting any closer. So I told my daughter to keep looking only at the dolphins because I was afraid she would see the shark and try to swim away. But then the great white shark decided to attack. I discolored the water out of fear, but one dolphin stayed right beside me while the rest of the pod charged at the shark, causing it to flee. Then one of them started pushing me from behind with its head, and I was escorted safely back to the beach before the dolphins finally swam away. They protected us for 40 minutes. Based on a true story, search for Rob Howe's dolphins. He decided to take the head of a puppy and attach it to an adult dog. At first, everything seemed normal, but while one barked, the other tried to rest, and that kept them both from sleeping. The larger dog ate naturally, but the puppy was fed through a syringe directly into its mouth with milk or water. However, it never reached the stomach. The man removed it through a tube on the side of the dog. The man performed several tests. Both could smell, blink normally, and bark without any problems. When people saw them, they were shocked to learn they were alive, that it was real. The case even made the newspapers at the time. It came to be seen as an advance in medicine, and the only reason the puppy remained alive was because its brain was connected to the adult dog's body. However, there was enormous difficulty with feeding, but after 29 days, they died. In their memory, they were taken to a museum, remembered as art and as a tribute to the study. And do you know the name of the scientist? Because it's real. Search for two-headed dog.